Hi all, welcome to another chess24 Banter Blitz. So it's 11:30 AM Sunday. I'm just going to check my preview screen for a moment. If you look at this screen, we will see a 15% voucher code, 15% off voucher code, Kingscrusher, so plural, Kingscrusher. So you can challenge me or other streamers, including World Champion quite often recently. Magnus Carlsen is also streaming at chess24. Fantastic. So well worth it to become a premium member so you can challenge any streamer. So you just turn up 15 minutes beforehand and send your challenge off. And it goes on our challenge list. I'm going to go to the challenges now and pick off the first challenge. Actually, I'm going to just lower this a bit as well. Okay, so the first challenge today. Oh, okay, I hope audio and visual is okay. Now I'll play c4. So we've got a 3-minute game to start off with. Bertus Maximus. Hi there. Is Bertus around? So, yeah, I hope you can send all your challenges. All challenges welcome, especially premium members, actually. So, Bertus Maximus, is he around for our first challenge today? That's the question. Yes, okay. I think I'll keep it Catalan territory. Start off with. So I'll try. I think the dark squares are interesting here because of e6 and g6 being played. Can I get a grip, intensify the grip on the dark squares? Somehow, I'm thinking queen c2 without knight b4 there. So rook ad1 coming up. Hold d4. Maybe a queenside squeezing plan could be in order. I could try for c5. I know it releases the central tension. I'm just wondering if b4 might be interesting. Okay, so b4 and then knight e5 coming up. So or h3, maybe h3 first. Okay, so d takes, knight takes, knight takes, queen takes, knight takes d5. Is that possible? Knight e5? Okay, b4 is attacked. Can I play queen b3? So knight e5 coming up. I wonder if is knight e5 susceptible to any tactical issue if I play knight e5, takes, knight h5, f4. I'm hoping this is playable knight e5. And can I try and increase the grip on the position? Bishop f3, king g2, or e3, bishop f3. Ah, okay. I think this will give me d4 to play with. Okay, so can I use that d4 square? Knight e2 to d4. Looks like a nice place for the knight. This a file looks interesting. Can I get an Alekine's gun going on the a file? Maybe here is a good square. Or is it just simplifying? Can I take that a file with queen a2 coming up? I'll get the Alekine's gun construction, I think. Get a bit nearer to the screen. So queen a2 coming up. Right, so I've got control of that file. Rook a6, bit of pressure with rook a6. If I got the queens off, how is this endgame? Can I just get the queens off here? The endgame seems, it should be torture for black, I hope. Yeah, there's rook a8. Well, there's bishop f1 for bishop d3. That could be handy. Bishop d3. Right. Rook a8 here. Okay, there's rook b8. Maybe queen c7 or something. I'll keep the pressure here. Alright, okay, there's a certain amount of pressure building up there. Okay, thanks for that game, Bertus. Right. Let's... Okay, very strong player here on rating. Let's low gamer. Okay. I'm hoping to have the last lull today. Or will I? Okay, let's see. Okay. So, let's lull gamer. Is he around? Okay, might have to do the 10-second countdown. Challenges are welcome, yeah. 1 elephant, 2 elephants, 3 elephants, 4 elephants, 5 elephants, 6 elephants, 7 elephants, 8 elephants, 9 elephants, 10 elephants. Okay, okay, I think we have to go to the next challenge. Unfortunately. Let's go to the next challenge. Perbulo. Hi there. Peter. Urban. Okay. Let's control that d5 square. Do I want to play d4 here? I wonder. d4, d5, that sort of thing. I'm hoping that's good here. It's a good plan, general plan. h3, positional, sort of. If ever e takes, of course that helps my bishop. I think d5, well, this looks tempting to play like this. With e4, chase the knight back as well. b4, unless I can do better than that. Well, I suppose queen c8, there's king h2. Bishop e3, king h2. So king h2, c5. Or king h2, queen b3, c5. Okay, so queen b3 for c5 looks good. Especially if f5 is coming, this diagonal is going to be very interesting. As long as f4 is not major. F4 major. Don't think. Yeah, it might be a major problem. Yeah, I think I've got to do something about that. I'm just thinking tactically, this diagonal with my king on h2 is not ideal. Can I try and close up this business, or there's going to be a sacrifice? Okay, it's a little bit dangerous. I'll go with c5. Yeah, I'm thinking g4, there could be a piece sacrifice. Can I play c6 here? Takes, wins the bishop. Is it possible he missed this move? Because c-takes will win an entire rook in broad daylight sometimes. After bishop e8, it wins a rook in broad daylight. Doesn't it? Yes. Appears to. There's some counterplay to deal with, but I've got this A pawn now as well that I've next to the A pawn. Can I just push my pawns? As long as I don't take here and lose the queen, this should be a bit of fun to be had here. Is f4 actually threatens? Maybe I could consider g4. I'm just wondering if there's going to be a piece sack against g4 later. Or can I play g5? Or, okay, let's just do this for knight b5. Isn't that quite quick? Knight b5. Okay, a4 for knight b5. I think knight b5 is pretty dangerous. In c6 I can just take, actually, take the queen. Rook takes a7 seems plausible. Does weaken d6 potentially. So d6 is targeted. I think queen c7 coming up is going to be good. Or just queen c8 then. Wouldn't have thought there's too much counterplay here with the threat of queen c8. If I took and then queen c6, no, I don't really want to do that. I'll step back for a moment. You know, the bishop's holding knight. Let's take this easy. Rook c6, queen c4. Go in for rook c8 later. So the knight goes back, queen c4, knight e7, maybe take it from there. There's rook b6 here. Okay, close up the queen containment strategy, as Leela Chess would try and do. Just go for a maximum containment strategy. Kind of. There is queen. Okay. Rook c6 is plausible here. I could just simplify with queen c6. So bishop takes b6 after knight takes b6. Just try and simplify the position. a6 for a7. I can say that. Okay, thanks for the game, Pablo. Yeah, that c6 was yeah, it's winning the rook earlier. Yeah. All right, so okay, Jetzel, hi there. So Tango. G6. So is there okay, how Tango is this? D6? Okay, I'll swing back here. So knight f6, bishop d7, or h6. Just try and get a grip on these dark squares. Bishop d7, c6. If taking, there's a possibility of queen b6 coming up. Bishop d7, c6. Okay, so let's see. I think I want to untangle bishop e7, knight h7, knight g5, get rid of the dark square bishops. I'm not sure actually. Maybe knight g4. Knight. Oh, okay. Yeah, it seems plausible. This setup seems plausible for me. Okay. Knight f6, h3. Could I leave it there? Or is that h4 for knight h5? For knight g3, that looks, all of a sudden that looks pretty good idea. Knight h5 to g3, yeah. Is it my only idea? Knight h4, knight takes h4, knight g3. No, surely knight takes h4 is dangerous. Let's see, knight takes h4. Knight takes h4. Alright, can I not just do this? It's not pre-move. Bishop g5. Okay. Still bishop g5. Bishop takes, rook h1. I got that form pawn to play with. Let's go back here maybe. I want to play, well, do I want to play bishop f4? I wonder. Oh, there's queen b6 now as an emergent opportunity. Queen b6. That looks really dangerous, that diagonal. Queen b6 looks incredibly dangerous. Knight takes queen b6. I guess there's rook c5. Desperate looking. Because if king f1, there's rook h1. Alright, so here's just queen b6. So rook h1. Right, it looks as though it's checkmate. Thanks to the game, Gentle. He's got 9-2, yeah, he must have beaten me in the past. Dangerous opponent. Ooh, okay. There's a 2-8-5-6 here. Blimey. Okay, Orist. 2-8-5-6. Is he around? 1 elephant, 2 elephants, 3 elephants, 4 elephants, 5 elephants, 6 elephants, 7 elephants, 8 elephants, 9 elephants, 10 elephants. So I'm going to have to abort, I'm afraid. Another time. Major challenge there. Another time. Oh, okay. Michael, is anyone around today? You're all distracted. I think there might be a parallel event on at the moment, unfortunately. I think we collided with something today, the Grenk. Some game coverage on the Grenk Chess Classic, perhaps. Is anyone around? Michael is around. Okay. Catalan. All right, so Queen. This rings a bell. Somehow it rings a bell. Let's just play. Just play b3. So bishop b2, queen c2, rook ad1. Alright, can I play d5 here? Queen c2 and does queen c2 do anything? It protects the bishop, actually. That could be useful. e4. I think I've seen the plan. e4. I can play knight e1 to d3. I think this rings a bell from a game I once saw. Don't want to accept a gambit to... or should I? Maybe it is an extra pawn, which could be... d5 is going to drop. Let's quickly calculate this. Knight takes, bishop takes. It's probably not worth it. I mean, just carry on with this plan mentioned. Knight e1 to d3 plan. I guess, I mean, he could give up the light square bishop. He or she could give up the light square bishop. Knight e5, bishop e2 or something to hold c4. So bishop takes, knight e5, bishop e2. Isn't that solid enough? Any b4, I'm not so worried, I think. Or should I be? Knight e1 to d3. Alright, it's eyeing as though rook b2 could be possible. I'll protect that, I think, with the rook. I don't want to run into knight takes e4. Thanks very much. Rook takes, queen takes, knight takes e4 looked a bit nasty. Alright, now I'm on the defensive. I'm hoping this is adequate to defend c4. Can I do this? Although queen a4 could be a right pain. I'm wondering if, can I play f3 on queen a4? Okay, I'm hoping this is plausible. The queen's held by the knight on e1 for a moment. I need time to hold c4. Do I get time to hold c4? I'm hoping I can put a knight on e3. No, actually b2 is held here. So can I not just take the bishop? Oh, take the bishop. Okay. Can I play knight? Alright, what would be a good move here? What would be a good move here? Ah, okay. Why don't I could just move this rook. Couldn't I? Knight takes, king takes. That looks simple because I don't like pins. It looks like a kind of virtually an unpin tactic to play this sort of move, unpinning. So to try and minimize other tactical things going on in the position when you unpin. Knight takes g4. Possibly I could take that bishop. And king e2. Knight takes d5. I think I still take the bishop. There's no clever check there or anything. Okay, so knight takes g4, bishop takes, king takes. King e2, perhaps. I didn't want to, by the way, lose a centre pawn with bishop takes. There was knight takes e4. So I'm thinking here, knight takes, bishop takes, king e2. I can't see what's wrong with that at the moment. Okay, can I hold this now? So I don't want to lose pawns unnecessarily. I see, this getting to my first rank, I see, could be an issue. Maybe I should have been more careful there. I'm hoping this is not major. There is a loose piece in the position, almost. Hang on, the knight's holding it. Rook b1, rook takes, king e2. There is rook c1, there's king d2. I mean, I'm hoping I'm solid enough. Oh. Okay, I didn't see that coming. Maybe knight e3 is plausible here. And if rook b1, I take king e2. Is rook c1 something? Maybe bishop d2 on rook c1. I'm hoping, yeah, rook c1, bishop d2. I think if king d2, then rook takes, king takes, bishop takes e3, in fact. It looks as though king d2 would be a mistake. Rook takes, king takes, bishop takes. So in fact, yeah, rook c1, bishop d2. seems plausible. Okay, I'll stop this. This bishop, hang on, is a loose piece. Is that exploited somehow? What if, can I just play this? I don't think there's time to take, pardon me, the g3 pawn. Knight h5. Oh, alright, well, I'll take here. I didn't think there was time to do this kind of tactic, because of this king f3. Yeah. There's a bit of pressure there for a moment. Alright, thanks for the game, Michael. Okay. Cobra. Hi there. So, e4 here. This is a line I've been meaning to investigate on d5. It's quite theoretical. This way of playing it, though, I'm thinking I get a space advantage here, surely. f4, knight f3, bishop d3. Knight f3, bishop d3, e5 coming up. Knight f3, bishop d3. It looks like a King's Indian 4 pawns attack. I'm going to go for it with h pawn attack here. So maybe queen e2, h4, just h4. I don't know if that's too quick to play h4 immediately. Maybe queen e2 first, just in case. Holding e5. Now if c5, there is d5. Okay, can I do this? Just in case I want to castle queenside. Okay, e6 looks vulnerable. So I'm not minding having this. The h pawn here. And okay, e6 is there for the taking. Can I castle first queenside? So protecting e6. Well, knight e4 looks a bit juicy if taking isn't there. Dart square grip. I'm gripping h6 and f6 a bit more. I think knight e4 looks fairly juicy. As juicy goes, there might be c5 and bishop c4 potentially as well. So I'm looking forward to increasing the dynamic potential of the pieces. Knight takes here and queen takes e6 looks pretty strong. I'm assuming an exchange sack isn't played. Could I not just play queen takes e6 check here and maybe even bishop takes f5 and h5 is dangerous? Play this and h5 for h6 is dangerous. h5 for h6. Queen f5 is possible, I suppose. d5 is possible to lock out the bishop. I think. Let's see, h5, bishop e4, h6. The king goes back. There's knight e5. There's numerous threats there, surely. This is a nice form pawn, isn't it? H6. On rook e8, for example, h6 looks particularly good because f6 is weak there. Rook e8. Okay, so here, h6 check here. Okay, there's another pin now. Relative pin, absolute pin. Okay, I like my form pawn. So I welcome the queen's coming off. I believe the queen's coming off is not such a big deal. Knight takes, bishop takes, knight f7 is mating. Potentially if rook f7. Okay. This, okay, I'll get the queens off. Rook e7. Threatening bishop takes and rook takes. Can I get a knight into d4? Or is there knight e4 coming up here? Should I take on f6, I wonder? No. I think I have to allow knight e4. Or even exchange sack. I'll play the exchange sack here just to... Can I do that? Well, it's not needed. I'm not sure exchange sack is needed. How about bishop f4? This knight e4 is a little bit annoying. Maybe I should have taken another pawn off earlier. I felt if I took on f6, I'd be weakening my h6 pawn. C takes here. Why can't I do that? What is this? What is this? Okay, I'm going to be greedy and take that. Okay. d6 gives me rook c7 on rook c8. So I'm getting some extra pawns. Bishop e5 looks good here for rook g. Well, g4. Knight h4. Maybe knight h4. Go with knight h4. Okay, so let's see. Knight takes, I can take. Okay, can I not just take on f5? Knight e7 check. Alright, thanks for the game, Cobra. Bit too much pressure there, I guess. JG Watson. Catalan again, I guess. I think bishop f4 is probably a move here. So, although I get the double pawns, I'm thinking that grip on e5 might be worth it. And so, okay, that was rejected. This rings a bell, this position. score relatively well in this kind of possession with rook a1, e4 maybe. Right, e4 looks as though it might be dangerous, although is that weakening my pawn chain too much? d4 has knight e2. Okay, I'll go with the double pawns. e3 and then what? Or e4. This dark square bishop could be a pain. I'm wondering if e4 helps the dark square bishop. Can I play? I think I will play this now. Is it okay? Is this like slightly dangerous? It feels dangerous with that dark square bishop. F takes. Bishop moves back. Knight d6. Rook e5. F takes. Hang on. Bishop goes back. Just maybe f4 there is sufficient. If bishop f5, knight d6, bishop d6, e takes. Is that weak or is that okay? That pawn on d6. All right. Okay. Trying to expose my pawns as being quite vulnerable. I'll support maybe some tactics here with ef and knight f6 now. Rather than ef immediately, I want to play ef and oh, okay. Can I play knight d6? Takes on the rook. I'll be threatening rook e8. So f4 could be vulnerable, but hang on, I'm threatening d7 as well. Any king f7 check and then d7. So if we look at this, bishop takes, e takes, threatening rook e8, king f7, rook e7. Okay, the rook's just hanging here. Yeah. e6 and knight d6. e6 and knight d6. Knight d6. I can take on b7 here, which weakens c6. It also covers actually bishop c5. I can just take there, so I think that's good news. Alright, bishop d5 threatened there. I'll just unpin. Oh, there's king. There's bishop c4. Okay, so king h1 instead. Threatening bishop takes c6. Can I take on c6? It looks a bit scary, my king being cut off a bit. I don't want to go into some horrible chatmate if I can help it. With bishop d5, can I rule that out sooner rather than later? Rook d3, bishop c4, rook g3 to rule out some checkmate opportunities from my opponent. If I just play rook g3, get my escape squares back. My king can make an escape if rook g3 perhaps. Any bishop d5, which is potentially dangerous. Try and extinguish. Bring a pawn to the center. I think I like the pawn chain with f4, driving the bishop back. Put the knight back. Bring the king up. Actually, I can take on b5 here. Can't I? Bring this pawn up. Right, thanks for the game, JG Watson. And he's taking the game off me at some point. Dangerous. You guys are all pretty dangerous. Okay. Zakas, is it Greek? Greek. Hi, Kostas. Okay, so I spent many a Sunday weekends playing blitz chess with my Greek friends. Kostas Karyonis, Alex Avalontis, Paul Georgiou, playing 5-minute chess, eating crisps, nuts. We don't do that much anymore. We need to arrange what we call a Bunny's Blitz. Bunny Blitz event needs to be organised soon. Queen c2 and Queen c2 and Queen c2 is not possible. So g4, is that possible without as a knight g4 potentially? f3 for g4, is that possible? Is it desirable? That's the other thing. Is it actually desirable to play f3 and g4? What would be desirable about that? I don't know. Maybe giving the bishop g3, although knight h5 could be a right pain here. I'm just thinking, bishop moves back, knight takes g3. Okay, I have prevented the use of d4. There's queen b4 coming up. Queen d2. I can think about g4. So I'll do that. I want to think about g4 here on queen b4. Although I haven't made provision for c4. Bishop e3. Am I getting into big trouble here? a5, queen b4, there's rook a4. Can I just do this for a moment? Rook a4. Kick this queen out of there. Also, I'm wondering knight b5. If I give up the dark square bishop, that one's not exactly happy at the moment. Okay, c4 is attacked. Can I play g4? Tempo on the bishop, protecting c4. Right, can I protect? Okay, I'm losing a pawn here, it seems. So c4 dropping, okay. Compensation. Any compensation? G6, F5, 18th. There's B5 coming up. Get a form pawn. Maybe is B5 dangerous? B3. Maybe this is viable. B5, B3 for knight B5. maintain a knight c7 threatened. Okay, this e-file might be handy. C4 is a dangerous pass pawn. Can I do anything quicker than that? And try and lock down the c pawn straight off the bat. Alright, so knight d4 to c6 might be plausible to blockade the c-file, disconnect the pawn a bit. Okay, I've disconnected the pawn. That would liberate my bishop, give me d5 square, take the pawn back, crash through on the 7th rank, maybe rook b7 or something. Rook c4, rook e4, rook e8, rook c4, rook b4, rook b7. Okay, do I have to protect a6 or not? There's a pin on the bishop. If rook e4, rook a6, rook e8, g6 is not necessarily that quick to exploit the pin. Hold on for that for a moment. Rook e4 coming around here. Bishop g7, rook e8. King g7, rook e8, rook e7. I think this is still dangerous. Maybe rook a8 for rook a7. My second rank's covered. Rook a8. No, that's pretty solid there. What do I need here? What do I need? Alright, okay. I think I need this a7 pawn. He's got rook c7. Can I play rook b8 instead? d5, rook b7. Save time. So, no, that doesn't help. If I pin this bishop g1, king takes. Let's get off the dark squares for a moment. So I can pin this. I'll sack the exchange. Because that queen, that's queening. He takes a7, rook c8, rook b8. It's not queening. Ah, I've miscalculated. Annoying. F5. Oh. Draw. Well played. Yeah, I thought I had you there. Ah, I thought the exchange set. No, I miscalculated that. Well played. Good one. Okay. I'm gonna play against this. Do this. Grob, huh? Maybe the dark squares are vulnerable if I play knight g6, knight f4. I hope. Is it really doing anything? Bishop e7, castle. Can I not? Isn't it best if I take that? I think I want to try and castle or king f7. Knight f4. I think I can give a7 here. Rook a8 looks good. If I double my rooks or something, I double the rooks. Rook b7, double the rook. I don't know if I'm doing anything when I double the rooks. Try and close this down over here. Get the queens up or something. I guess he could take this, yeah. It's working now. Alright, I believe it. Let's just go here. Can I take with the king? If I take with the king, is that better? It might be better to take with the king because there's a check there. There's no major check, it seems, there. Right. I guess I have to stop that. There's knight e4 check though. I think rook a7, there's rook a8. If it takes rook a1, that rook's loose. So actually, am I threatening rook b2 here? Yeah, taken and king d7. This pawn's really quite dangerous. This pawn's dangerous. I'm in trouble. Oh, it hasn't gone for that pawn. Looks logical to double for rook b1. Well, there's knight h3 if needed. Well, it's not pre-move. I'm taking the knight f4. I could play the check and just eliminate the pawns. We'll check. Okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe here. Yeah, that grob seemed a bit risky, giving up the light square bishop. Thanks to the game. It was interesting. I played once Michael Basman in the grob. I managed to draw. It was a tournament way back in the Sutton Library Congress. I was actually winning. He was very happy to accept a draw, but it was very scary for a moment in the opening. He played the grob against me. Got a draw against Michael Basman, the grob master. I used to hear I did actually buy his Killer Grob audio cassette tapes as well. I remember listening to them with great interest. The Killer Grob audio cassette tapes. It's kind of positional sometimes when you play g4 for the d5 for the diagonal. It can be quite like an exaggerated English opening. So I don't underestimate the grob. I have played it myself in Blitz. It's a lot of fun sometimes, grob. I think some people think it's a really, really bad opening. I'm not really sure it's that bad at all. If it does suffer from something, maybe a bit of dark square weaknesses. When you play g4, you're weakening f4 and h4. I remember this Andrew Martin comment. You just get a knight to h4 if someone plays the grob against you. You just put a knight on h4. I think that's plausible. I don't think there's any knight d4 just yet. If there was b6, then knight takes, and then bishop c5. So I think f4 is... I'm hoping it's playable. They used to do this. I used to have a book. I don't know where it's gone. 500 Master Games of Chess. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen that book, but a lot of the old masters seem to have knights on e5 quite a lot. They did really well with a knight on e5. Probably, I mean, it might have been the case that it became, someone made an expression out of it, a knight on e5 and the attack plays itself. I don't know who said that. Maybe it was Tartgower. But yeah, having knights on e5 is often, I find it often very interesting. to have an entrenched knight on e5. Can I play g4 here? If knight c2, I think that knight's going to be stranded. If bishop c2, I'll just play queen d2. But yeah, knight c2, I think I could play g takes. On knight takes, try and win that knight. Yeah, I think what I want to do is shut down this bishop, really. Contain the bishop, Leela speak. Containment strategy, bishop h7, f5. Containment strategy. Try and contain the light square bishop. Bishop h7, f5. G5. Bishop g2. G takes f. Bishop takes f1. F takes e. Is this possible? Is this plausible? I'm hoping so. There could be g takes there. I could have a quick look at that before I commit. G takes f. G takes. You know what? I'm not sure now. Yeah, g takes. I could quickly calculate this, something about this to get a flavour. King takes, f takes, f takes. Is it that bad? There's queen h5 and the g file. Is it that actually that bad? I'll go for it. I'll go for it. I'm thinking there might be things like the queen coming in. The king might be quite easy to attack. This bishop would be liberated anyway if f takes e5. h6 would be a target. I just need to play something like e4 and queen h5. Maybe use the g file. So, okay, we're looking at this position now. So have I won material there? It's not that straightforward, is it? Okay, d4 dropping. Queen g2, I'm on d5, and I've got that pin on g7. So knight takes d4, queen g2, c6, let's say, king h, well, yeah, there's a few moves. Knight takes d4, there's knight takes d5 as well. Right. All right, can I support this? I'll just play queen. I can just play queen g2, hitting d5. Let's get the bishop out. And support the pawn a bit. This, protecting d4 finally. This, I'm hitting d5 for a moment. I'll take d5, I think. There's knight to f6. All right, thanks for the game, Mike. Okay, interesting. I'll have. Okay, so we have English opening again. D3, H3, this sort of plan, pretty standard. Bottleneck system. Can't go too badly wrong generally with this start position. I could insert F4 just to say B5, E5. I'll insert F4 without castling. I'm hoping there's no major backfire of my king in the center if I do this. Right. If I take, I think that's best to close that file. Knight A4, no, knight B1, knight D5. Maybe knight D5 is the best bet. I think any knight A4 is such a target on A4. Is G4 plausible? I'm hoping G4 is plausible. So knight G3, I know I've accepted double pawns here. I thought maybe it's a lesser evil to that knight A4. So knight G3, okay, bishop E5, bishop F4. Knight G3, is that plausible? Okay. Okay, what if I take here? Hang on a sec. Is there bishop H6 on bishop takes D4? There's maybe a check on E5. I could consider bishop F4, king H1, queen H4. The exchange set, I don't think that's necessarily worth it unless queen G3 is mating. In which case I really need to consider bishop F4 on bishop E5. Okay, queen H4, there might be other alternatives. He is going for an exchange sack. Fascinating. I just keep my dark square play with queen D2 going. Or G takes, be the one to sack the exchange. With rook F5, queen H5. Because this G file could be dangerous. Queen H4, queen D2. Bishop E5, bishop F4. Let's imagine, queen H4, queen D2, bishop E5, bishop F4. Okay, okay. F4 here. I'm losing a lot of pawns, aren't I? For not much. So I'm not really convinced what I'm doing is any good at all. Oh well. He hasn't taken... He could have just taken another pawn, perhaps. That seems strange to close the potential of the position. Okay. I mean, he even had things like Queen G5 probably. Okay, this looks as though I've got a grip on something. There's D6 here for Queen B3 potentially. That C5 could be a target. On the D6, Queen B3. Well, D6 sets a naughty trap anyway. Oh, it's check. It's not a naughty trap. Doesn't work. Just lose another pawn. Just lose another pawn. Okay, Queen B3 is threatened here. Yeah. Just losing another pawn for nothing. Okay, I'm hitting C5. He's got Rook A5. There's another pawn up. Queen B3 or Queen H5 though. Hang on. Queen H5 for Bishop D5. Okay, get a pawn back with Rook C7. What's the matter with that? Can I do that? Maybe Rook A5 was better. If I get Rook C7, that's dangerous, surely. Okay, he's got F2 as a coordination square. But Rook C7, nice pin. Oh, he's got Queen takes D6. Queen C1 with idea Queen C6. Queen C6. The loose piece here as well. Does Queen C6 work here in time? It has to. Otherwise, his pawn's queening, basically. Oh, it takes here, Bishop A2 on B2. Rook D8, Bishop takes B2, check, Bishop takes A2. I can still play check here, try and do something with the bishop. Just checking some other possibilities of trying to mate here. Nothing necessarily. Bishop D5, Bishop A2, Rook C1. Bishop E4 for D4. There's Rook C1. Okay, I don't want to lose on time either. Bishop A4. Pins. Try and slow down this pawn. Try and play for Rook F2. Try and win F6. Oh, why didn't I just win F6? Oh. Very dangerous opponent indeed. I just want to check this. I need to check this. It looks as though I have to play bishop a4. It's virtually forced. Bishop a4. Bishop d5, b2. Hang on, it says white's winning now. Hang on, it's changed its mind. So we had rook b8. Now it's changed its mind. And it says black's winning. Rook a2. Oh, wow. Is this winning for black, is it? I don't know. It needs more analysis. It looks as though black might be winning because, yeah, rook a2. If I have to give up the bishop immediately, my king looks weak. So in the game, I still thought this was dangerous with f6 here. I should have taken on f... Oh, maybe it's not that clear. Okay, it doesn't seem to be a big deal to the computer if take on f6 or not. This looks as though, yeah, it's equal. Or whatever. Oh, black was winning there. Did I just blunder a rook? I just blundered a rook, didn't I? No, it's not about blundering the rook, it's about rook f3. Okay, time trouble. Okay, exciting. Thanks. Tell us. Hi there. I'll play a4 this time. Okay. Can I take? And then 92. So bishop d2. Okay, I'll take this a file opportunity. And then this. Just to activate the rook. Try and keep solid. I don't want a backward pawn or a... Yeah, I don't think taking here is any good. Backward pawn. And pass pawn. Blockading overhead. F takes. Looks as though I've got a pass pawn over here now. If I play f takes. I don't think that would be desirable structurally. Bishop g5 for rook a7. h6 is possible. How about rook a7 instead with threat of bishop g5? Queen b6. There's rook e7. I think rook a7 looks fairly annoying. There's knight c6. Maybe there's rook takes g7 there. That's interesting. King takes queen d2 for queen h6. That's kind of an interesting idea to knock out the fianchetto bishop. If I pin that bishop there for a moment. It's queen b6 or anything. Rook a8. I don't know if that's annoying or not. Rook a8. Maybe I'm threatening e takes. if I played, wait, why isn't e takes on the cards here? Okay, my light squares will be shot to pieces if I win the exchange under these circumstances. Just have to be careful if that concretely is a disaster. Winning the exchange here, is it a total disaster? What if I played check instead? Bishop d5, king h8, g4. The knight goes back. This might be a better version of events. And there's e4, there's bishop f4. He plays the check. I think there's probably a better version of events actually with g4 here. Knight e7. Or maybe bishop a3. g4 is plausible. Knight e7. I think this is plausible. e4, bishop f4, bishop e5. I would take the knight. Knight e7. Let's imagine knight e7. Okay, knight g3. It's kind of pinned down. Instead of trying to win through, I'm trying to pin instead, fundamentally, to f8. Okay. Or rook takes queen f1, bishop g7. It looks kind of dangerous. Bishop h6, bishop takes, queen f6, bishop g7. Just looking at this diagonal. Rook f1, queen f1. I think bishop h6, bishop takes, queen f6. There's queen g7 or bishop g7. No, there isn't queen g7, rook c8. If bishop g7. Let's look at this again. I could take here on h4. This could be actually a useful tactical move. On there's rook b2 check. If I ever leave b2, there's rook b2 check. So let's look at this again. Rook takes, queen f1, bishop g7. Isn't there just bishop e6 there? Alright, I think somehow I think this is dangerous anyway. This stuff with queen f1. Isn't there queen f7 on bishop g7? He would move the bishop somewhere. Where? Bishop a6? Isn't there... What about bishop g5 here? Isn't that dangerous? Where's the knight going? After bishop takes d5, c takes. Where does the knight go? Mind you, there's queen. There's queen b2 check, queen e2, knight takes e2. The knight still seems stranded. So bishop g5. I think I'm going to go with bishop g5. Although he could fling in knight f3 check. So queen b2, queen e2, there's knight f3 check winning the bishop. Great. Okay, queen b2, king h1 instead. So I'm on f8 on h4 here, so I think that's an improvement over queen e2. Queen e2, I think there was knight f3 using the pin, and then knight takes bishop. Well, that has to be good news. Taking and checking and win this guy. Unless there's anything stronger. I think this runs with checks, check on e6 maybe, check on f6. I think it all runs with checks rather than taking the bishop. Just run it all with check. I have check, king h6, knight f5. G takes bishop. What about bishop takes e5? Okay. All right, yeah, exciting. Thanks. Exciting week. Okay. Thanks for the games. Hope you enjoyed this session. 1 fun, 10 boring. Some scary games there. Okay, have a nice Sunday. Have a good week. See you next week. Thanks very much.